Hello and welcome to A Matter of Record, where we always keep it on the record. I'm your host, Connor Flynn, aka Little Connie from the block. There's been a lot happening in the music world, especially in the rap world. Apparently everyone hates Drake. Let's talk about it. Recently, Future and Metro Boomin released We Don't Trust You and We Still Don't Trust You, where multiple artists have taken the opportunity to throw shots at Aubrey Graham. The first one to do so was rapper Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick decided to use his feature to make it clear that he does not see himself in the same league as Drake and J. Cole. Now, where does this come from? Recently, J. Cole and Drake came out with the song First Person Shooter on Drake's album For All the Dogs, where J. Cole dubs himself, Kendrick, and Drake as the big three in music, in hip-hop. They're the ones. They're the top three on Mount Rushmore. I guess there's only three heads on Mount Rushmore now, but they're the ones. Kendrick didn't like that, and he said, "Fuck sneak dissing, first person shooter, I hope they came with 3 switches." Later he says, he walk around with that stick, it ain't Andre 3K, and he closes with, "What? I'm really like that, and your best work is a light pack. Prince outlived Mike Jack, bum. For all your dogs getting buried, that's a K with all these 9s. He gonna see Pet Cemetery." Now, what's he talking about? Obviously, he takes a shot at the first person shooter. He also goes on to kind of throw a small shot at J. Cole. J. Cole has the Dreamville song Stick, where he says, "I still treat a ride through the hood like a walk through the woods. Got a stick that I take with me." And then Kendrick zeroes in on Drake. He says, "Prince outlived Mike Jack," saying Prince outlived Michael Jackson, both literally and critically. It sounds like Kendrick is saying that he thinks Prince is a better artist than Michael Jackson. Now, why does that matter? It's because Drake was saying that he's Michael Jackson. He's the new #1 guy. He's the biggest artist in the world. It's him. Kendrick disagrees. Not that he disagrees, he just thinks that he's better. He also said, "For all your dogs getting buried, that's K with all these 9s. For all your dogs," the album title, K9s, you're gonna see Pet Cemetery, fun play on words, double entendre, taking shots at Drake. Now, J. Cole was the first one to respond. J. Cole dropped Might Delete Later about a week ago now, where he had the song 7-Minute Drill. It was the last song on the album. And on that track, J. Cole says, "Your first shit was classic. Your last shit was tragic. Your second shit put people to sleep, but they gassed it. Your third shit was massive, and that was your prime. I was trailing right behind, and I just now hit mine." What's he talking about? Your first shit was classic. Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick Lamar album, undisputed classic. Your last shit was tragic. He's saying that Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, bad album, tragic, nobody bumps it. Wrong. But it's fine, it's a diss record, I'll take it. Your second shit put people to sleep, but they gassed it. Talking about To Pimp a Butterfly. Now, if there's one thing that I wouldn't go at Kendrick Lamar about, is his discography. He's undeniable. Everyone knows that To Pimp a Butterfly is one of the best records in music history, hip-hop history in general. It's an incredible piece of music. What are you talking about? But it's fine, it's a diss record, I'll give it to you. As long as you don't apologize for it. Wait a minute. He apologized for it. 3 days later, J. Cole is on stage at Dreamville Fest, and he says that he couldn't sleep since the album came out. It's been 3 days, he couldn't sleep. He was up tossing and turning all night because he felt so bad about dissing Kendrick Lamar. Why? We'll get into that in a little second. Other people also took shots at Drake. Namely, A$AP Rocky and The Weeknd used this as an opportunity to take their own little barbs at the Six God. The Weeknd on All to Myself said, "They could never diss my brothers when they got leaks in their operation. I thank God I never signed my life away." He's saying they could never diss my brothers. You can't diss my brothers. Future being my brother. That's my guy. When they got leaks in their operation. Obviously, Abel thinks there's something going on over at OVO Sound. And he might have thought that for a while because he said, "I thank God that I never signed my life away." He was offered a record deal with Drake's music label, and he turned him down. Just little barbs, nothing too crazy, but he's taking his little shots. A$AP Rocky does the same thing on Show of Hands on the bonus disc. He says, "People in their feelings over women. What, you heard or something? I smashed before you birthed, son. Flacco hit it first, son. Still don't trust you, it's always us, never them. Heard you dropped your latest shit. Funny how it came and went." I think that these shots are a little bit weak, but he is talking to Drake. He's saying, "Hey, stop talking about Rihanna. She's mine, we have 2 kids together. Beat it, punk. Heard your latest shit. Funny how it came and went." Talking about For All the Dogs. I think that's a hard one to take on Drake because whenever Drake drops, it's the biggest in the world. He sells more records than anyone else. He's the biggest. So it's kind of hard to throw shade at his music on that level, but I'll take it. I love rap beef. But let me say really quick, why is everyone hating on A$AP Rocky? What did the Pretty Flacco ever do to you? All he's ever done is release great music. Long last A$AP, long live A$AP, testing. All he does is release solid projects. So why is all of a sudden everybody saying that A$AP Rocky can't rap? What is this revisionist history going on? Hey, A$AP Rocky's a really good rapper. There. Anyway, continuing on, Lil Baby also appears on this album. I don't feel like he takes direct shots at Drake in any capacity, but there are clearly sides being taken. If you're over here with Future and Metro Boomin, then you're against Drake. If you're over here, you're not with us. That kind of thing. So then it makes it even more interesting that J. Cole appears on the second album they released. He's on the song Red Leather. He's not talking greasy at all. He's talking about his relationships with women, how he's trying to stay committed to his wife, a bunch of stuff that I don't want to hear after you apologized. I'm sorry. Now, we're talking a lot about rap beef. Why do we care? Hey, Connie, why does rap beef matter? What are we even talking about here? It's because it breeds competition. The spirit of 90s hip hop was competition. Everyone had to prove they were the best. That's what it was all about. And that's kind of been lost as rap has moved along into the 2010s, 2020s. You don't hear that very often anymore. So that's why it was so monumental when Kendrick came out and said, hey, I'm the best. I'm above both of you two. It's me, not the three, it's the one. That doesn't happen anymore. Competition, we crave it. We love watching sports, football, basketball, hockey, soccer. We love competition as humans. And so when we get that in music, especially hip hop, it allows us to take sides. It allows us to talk our shit because we have our own horse in the stable. We're like, oh man, Kendrick's the guy. Drake's gonna wash these guys. J. Cole's gonna apologize. And that's what gets me. Apparently after Like That came out, J. Cole and Kendrick had a phone call. They had a phone conversation where they basically said, hey, it's all love. It's just songs. We're gonna keep it on wax. We'll go at each other a little bit. It's gonna be good. We'll get to decide who's the best. And so why do you apologize? We knew it wasn't gonna get violent. We knew it was just gonna stay on wax. So what are you doing? Why are you apologize? Stand on your words. You've been talking the past 3 years about how you're the best rapper. You've been asking for the smoke. You've been asking people to come to your door, bring that beef to you. The one time it happens, you're bailing out. I can't fuck with it. I'm sorry. And we also know it's not street beef. It's not Nas and Jay-Z. It's not Tupac and Biggie. It's gonna be just on wax. There's nothing too real going on here. We just wanna see who's the best out of the big three. But you ruined the big three. J. Cole, you created the big three, and then your apology took you out of it. You're not part of the big three anymore, dog. I'm sorry. Right now, all eyes are on Kendrick and Drake. We wanna see who's the best. Anyway, Beyonce dropped an album, Cowboy Carter. It's good. It's really good. But no one wants to talk about that right now. We want to talk about this beef stuff. I mean, we can talk about how Beyonce covered the Beatles' Blackbird off the White Album. We can talk about how Paul McCartney gave her the original master recordings that he recorded with his guitar keeping time with his foot. We can talk about how she did a cover of Jolene where she's talking about people wanting to take her man. Beyonce, no one wants to take Jay-Z because of his looks. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you that. I love both of you guys. I love Jay-Z, I love Beyonce. No one's fucking around with Jay-Z because of his looks. It's because of his wallet. Anyway, among hip-hop heads, all we want is beef, especially when there's nothing at stake. We'll see how all these takes age next time on A Matter of Record. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.